I got carried away. Oops. All right. That's it. We're live from the crossroads of America. This is Shooting with Disabilities, but we also talk guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience either in the chat or by emailing me at rickslifeasIseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other stuff in the info section below. So we got that out of the way. All right. At the moment, I have in here is on my panel at the moment is New York Outcast. How you doing?
You've got mail.
Doing all right. Been a little better, but I'm with you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
All right. I'm glad you could join us. So I said I don't know if anybody else is going to show up. All the invites went out. Let's see. First in the chat was Kingpin and Shady Hill Homestead, AR Guns, Tactical Fud, Jason Stewart, Defense Dad, MK, and I think that's it at the moment. So they're all starting to show up. Well, Raphael's here. So they're all starting to wander in. It's looks like it's about ready to rain here. Be nice all day though, but it looks like it's gonna rain tonight and into the morning. But I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but I have my my single action Colt and some ammo sitting right there to grab first in the morning. I know it's meant to be raining, but I'm gonna stand under cover at my friend's house tomorrow and shoot it. You know, I might not shoot it for long, but I'm going to shoot it. So, and I'm going to, and out in my truck, I have a box of 380, which I'm going to practice with my carry gun. So that's
Cool.
So that's what I plan on doing tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got hit pretty good with a storm yesterday, so that threw a kink in a lot of stuff. So woke up with no power. Went out, I think, the night before, probably around 3 a.m. So pretty quiet. There's still places around town now that don't have power at all.
Wow.
Yeah, we swung through Dunkin' Donuts. They only had 2 donuts, I guess, because they're the only Dunkin' Donuts out of like 5, 6 stores that are open with power at this point. So everybody cleared them out. Of course, the 2 they had taste like crap. They were, the last 2, but trees down, transformers. I had bushes come down in my yard. I had to try to prop back up. Lost some of them. So pretty heavy, basically rain to sleet to snow. So yeah, it was pretty bad, but thankfully, I've got backup heaters and whatnot, so we were up and running pretty much right after I woke up. So I had a feeling it was going to happen. So, like I said, I flickered a few times through the night, and around, like I said, 3 a.m. it went on, off, on, off, on, off, and finally went off. So, but busted out the percolator, woke up, still had coffee, hot water, because got gas, hot water tank, and hot shower, hot coffee, and warm house. And
That's all you need.
yeah, kind of felt bad for some of the neighbors. Was considering calling one up, seeing if he wanted to come over for coffee or something. But by the time I actually got up, moving, ready to go, and everything, the power pretty much kicked back on about an hour after I got out of bed, hour and a half. So it worked out not bad, but it's probably the longest stretch I've ever experienced here in town. So It's quite common out of town in some places, but not in the city. Uh, for it to be out for hours on end. So, but made it through all that, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's still a lot of other people that aren't, but at least the temperature's jumping back up, so it's they're not going to freeze to death anyway.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I mean, it's warming up here, but I was doing some research that about planting my corn. The
yep,
it's starting today. This part of Indiana between April 20th and May 10th is meant to be the best time to plant corn here in this part of Indiana. But I'm leaning towards the end of April, beginning of May, because the ground is not warm yet because it's been so cold.
mm,
See,
yep.
the dirt has got to be above. I think it's above 50 degrees technically to plant for corn to germinate. And
Yeah.
that ground ain't up to 50 degrees yet.
Is any of your family there locally green thumbs?
Yeah,
Okay, so I was gonna say, yeah, I'd probably maybe piggyback off their schedule, just ask them when they normally start, because
yeah.
obviously what the package says and what your area actually is probably two different things. It
Oh no,
might be
I
eight.
looked it up. I'm in zone 6. I'm in zone 6.5.
Yeah, yeah,
So I looked it up. So that's
right,
what it says for this area. So I picked the closest big cities. What I had to do.
yeah,
So anyway, I mean I'm not worried. I mean corn won't be ready until to August anyway. Takes a
yeah.
while for it to.
And it takes a while usually. So,
Yeah,
well, mine took a while to grow.
I
So,
think it takes around 100 days or something like that,
yeah,
probably
something like
longer.
that. Yeah, and I assume yours would probably grow better in a sense because we did everything organically. So organic's slow. Let me tell you, it's good, but it's slow. Like compared to everybody else's, tomato plants, whatever. Like tomato plants is a bad example because they go pretty quick. But
Well, I don't plan on putting anything on mine to, you know,
no, that
this
like Miracle Grow plant food or anything like that, or because
at the moment I don't plan on it. But
okay,
if I mean, but I'm not opposed to doing it.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not opposed
Well,
to using. I'm not opposed to using chemicals if they start getting attacked by bugs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
Hey,
yeah.
I eat enough. I eat enough shit all as it is now. So what's going to be? What's a little more? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I had my pulmonary. Is that how you pronounce it? Function test today, where basically you're breathing into a machine. You
Hmm.
know, the what you call it says breathe normal, then take in deep breath, blow it out without you can't have no hesitation between sucking in and blowing out, and it's all it did for me was it made me dizzy. She said it'd do that, but then mind you though, I haven't heard from my doctor yet. But I did see I looked at the results because I got that the the hospital or the hospital I come under has a computerized system where they put test results and all that on there. So I looked them up, and it said that when they because on one of them towards the end she gave me an inhaler, a Brutal, is that what it's called? Squirted it into my lungs. Then I had to do the
Yeah.
test again.
A butyrol, I think it is, but
Yeah. Well, I had to do the test. She squirted that into me 4 times, right, over a period of about 10 minutes. and
Okay.
had me breathe into this electronic machine. And the test says there was no difference between what I did before it and what I did with it. So there's an issue there somewhere, you know, because it should have opened my lungs up even more,
Yeah.
you know. So we'll have to wait to see what the doctor says to me. So I don't know. As long as the only thing I'm worried about is I don't want to wear oxygen. I don't want to wear that plastic thing around my nose. You know? But anyway, that's enough about me. So that's what I would have done. That's what I did. But where I was going with this, you guys will be pleased with me. I know it was junk food, but I was running late, so I pulled into McDonald's, bought myself a hash brown, but here it is. I bought myself a sausage McMuffin, and it had cheese on it, and I ate it. You know
I'm
me.
not proud. I might be
I don't like
jealous, but
cheese. I don't like cheese on my breakfast items, but I had it. I
yeah,
bit into it, and I go, the guys will be proud of me.
there you go.
You know. So I thought I'd mention it. Oh. All right,
Good.
Squib Load has joined us. How you doing, Squib?
Hey,
Good to see you. I know you're at work, so you get to us when you can.
Yeah, jealous. That's like one of the only things I really like over there. It's like those sausage, egg, and cheese on a English muffin
Oh yeah.
when they can do it right. So half the time it's like not even warm. You know, the sausage or this or something. You know, they
Oh,
got
this. I mean,
yeah,
mine was hot. It was. It
yeah.
was hot.
Well, yeah, when they do them right, they're good. I think, yeah, sure, it's probably fake somewhere somehow, but it's good. But yeah, the last couple times I've ordered one, it was cold, laying around. Yeah, ended up being like one of them gas station sandwiches at noon.
Oh, that sucks.
So not cool, but yeah, it's a shame.
I know this is meant to be shooting with disabilities, but I don't know whether to bring this topic up on Saturday or do it today because it's not really with this. It got nothing to do with disabilities, but my carry gun is my Smith and Wesson, 380 EZ Performance Center with all the gold accents on it. You know, which I like that gun. I really do. I like the looks of it, and I like shooting it and everything else, and it feels good. But I was thinking, if I ever have to use it in a self-defense situation, the cops are going to take it. Will I ever get it back in the condition it goes in? Am I willing to give it up? That's what I'm saying. That's my question.
You wouldn't have a choice, but
Well, I know, but I mean, what I say is, do
I
I find a different carry
yeah,
gun?
I don't know. I mean, if you really like the gun, I mean, it's not it's not like it's $1,000 gun or something. Yeah, depends. You know what I mean? How much sentimental you like it too? Because honestly, if they take it, which they would, there's probably going to be a scratch on it. So um, I've dealt with a couple guns that have come from evidence you could state related back to a suicide and blah blah blah. Long story, whatever. When I grabbed the guns, they were like wrapped in a plastic bag. One of them still had human hair on it. I mean, they didn't clean it. They didn't do nothing. They just threw it in a bag and threw it in a drawer or something. So um, I didn't see the guns prior to this, so I can't state if they were scratched anymore or this or that. But like I say, they weren't handled very nicely, I guess, or
Yeah, see that. I mean,
I don't know. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking about in the last few days.
yeah.
I think it's because I read the article in the magazine, that you get from
Take your
because
chance. I mean,
you
it's
know,
not. I don't know. It's like I said, it's not anything super rare or something you couldn't replace if it did come out to a problem. And under the circumstance, you might even be able to send it to Smith and Wesson and explain your finish got damaged a little bit, this and that, and maybe they'd help you out or something. I don't know. So
yeah, yeah.
um,
So I mean, but I mean, would you carry a nice gun?
yeah, I carry a shield. That thing's
Oh, I know
badass.
that's a good gun, but it's I mean, but it's a plain one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, to a point. I mean, I wouldn't want to carry an ivory handle, something nice, 1911 or something. I mean,
Yeah,
other than yeah, as a
yeah. I
barbecue
mean, you're
thing or
right. I
something,
wouldn't
and
want
I'd
to
hate to
carry
use
a.
it, but I would use it over,
Yeah,
ending up dead. But yeah, I don't know. I see your point, but I I'm not worried about mine, obviously, but mine aren't anything nice like that. So
yeah.
maybe you should, yeah.
Yeah.
Squib might have a take. I'm sure he's got nicer guns than me. Well, except for those damn foreign jobby things he's got there.
It's mil spec.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've picked up a gun from evidence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it yours?
Yep.
Was it the same condition that they received it in?
I'm pretty sure they planted the ammo in it. I'm pretty sure after looking at it, going, what's this? That not that using a loaded or unloaded gun is really going to change things, but I'm like, this isn't the ammo that was in it when it was taken. So I don't know what they were trying to do to that guy. I mean, he had already set himself up for, I think it was 13 years he got. But yeah, I said, what's with the shells? And they're going, oh, that was with it. And I'm like, okay. And I went home later and, went inventoried the ammo and I'm just like, yeah, these weren't, but otherwise it worked. It functioned. No damage to it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, I was just wondering if they sort of like they take it and just put it in a plastic bag and throw it on the shelf.
It was in a cardboard box. It was in a cardboard box marked evidence. It was a real kind of like a plain white box. I think evidence was in red block print. Open it up, and it's not much different than some of the cardboard boxes you'll find a gun in, where when you go to the store, you know how it's kind of got like the cardboard inserts in there where you
Yeah.
could like cut a spare mag or a lock or something. Had that, and then it had all the slots cut in the back of it. You could unfold this box and get to the like guts of it, if you want to call that. Just like one that you would find a new gun in, and it was zip tied, cable tied. Probably had like 6 cable ties on it. Yeah, and I had to cut all that stuff off. I just got some diagonal cutters and snipped them all and pulled it out, checked it out. Thing worked fine. It was perfectly fine. Not a scratch on it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think maybe the department would make a difference. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I don't know either. Yeah, because the one I had to pick up was in a smaller town, so there was no box. It was just like butcher paper type stuff, a Ziploc bag, and it said evidence pretty much. So, written on it and stuff. So, I mean, there was numbers and crap written on stuff, but there wasn't anything. Didn't look like TV. It wasn't nothing fancy. I'll tell you that. So, maybe a smaller department, maybe I would think maybe they handle shit a little better than a huge department like LA or something where they probably got they're turning in 30, 40 a day or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. No idea. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, something like that. Yeah, I guess I could see where they've got multiple precincts and stuff like that, and the thing could get lost or whatever. Versus, Joe Blow Township Police Department, even if they've got a decent size police station, a decent budget, lots of cruisers, lots of officers and stuff like that. This department had a bunch of crooked cops. They did. So I really wasn't expecting it to come back, or if it did, it was going to come back in bad shape. And yeah, the only thing I can complain about is how many zip ties I had to cut to get the thing out of the box. But otherwise, now I I don't I don't want to say my experience will be the same as everybody else's, and nobody should really have to go recover something from evidence. But it worked out.
Yeah, I think in
Sorry,
that situation,
sorry, I don't mean
scratch
to laugh. I'm
probably the least
reading.
of your worries.
Defense Dad goes 3 panelists, and 2 of them had to pick up guns from evidence lockers. What kind of hooligans are you hanging out with, Rick?
Now, okay, defense dad, you've been divorced before. Need I say more? My ex-wives were not saints. I mean, I could tell an interesting story, but I would probably save that for Ghost Tactical's channel, where I've talked about my ex-wives before. So
Uh, Defense Dad also says your carry gun should honestly be your ugliest and most worn gun because it's the one you should shoot the most. I don't know. I agree with that. My gun, my 380 looks like the same day I bought it because I clean it every time. When I finish, I come home and I clean it every time. So I don't know.
Probably has to go with lifestyle a little bit. I mean, I'd state mine's in pretty good shape considering I bump it on walls and stuff all the time. So, take it to work or it's full of sawdust or even metal shavings or joint compound, whatever. Oh, all in all, I think it still looks pretty good 8, 9 years, I don't know, years and years later. So, but I can understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? In a sense, you shouldn't be afraid to throw your carry gun on the ground if you need to.
Ah, shit.
Things like that. In a sense, not that it's something you should strive to do, but in my situation, if I'm involved in something and I turn around and there's officers, I'm dropping that gun. It's that thing's hot potato. So, so I ain't worried
Well,
about that.
see, maybe I should change. Maybe I should change my gun, my firearm, because damn if I'm going to drop it.
Hey man,
I mean, I'm not going to hold on to it. I'll say I'll put it down, but I ain't dropping it. I'll put it down.
you might stand a better chance than me, but I wouldn't push your luck.
You know.
well, what about just the whole having a secondary carry gun? All right, let's say you use it in self-defense, but they don't necessarily detain you more than just to question you or whatnot. But they're going to take the firearm into evidence. But you're not losing your carry permit, or well, you've got constitutional carry, or it's coming up here soon. So what does it matter? But do you go home and pull, the backup out of the drawer or the safe and load it up and go, all right? Or I mean, isn't that a good reason to maybe have a backup carry piece?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I do. Except I wouldn't go. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no, Outcast. Let's say that your M&P finally broke, and you had to send it off to Smith or send it to a gunsmith or something like that, and you were going to be out of this thing for weeks or months. Do you have a backup carry gun that is reliable enough that you're confident with it, and you don't mind getting sawdust in it?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think that's something probably everybody should have in a sense. One is none, two is one type deal. So having a secondary or in some cases, sometimes I'd carry two anyway. So you can figure main and backup or whatever. If I lost one, I still had the other. So that I'm confident and trust and all that. So and I'd hope others would too, in a sense. So because yeah, it would make sense. And like you're stating, or something gets damaged, or maybe it's stolen for some reason, or whatever the case is, taken for evidence. You should definitely have a backup, in my opinion.
I would think that if they hauled it away with the case, that you'd get the gun back, but and the mag if it was a semi-auto or something, but you might not get the case back because I got to think of a situation where let's say somebody broke into the house and I shot them dead and there's no more threat and we know how long the cops take to respond. Even though my cops are only like 2.5 miles away, I bet you I'm waiting at least 20 minutes. And by then, I've got the thing cleared, a chamber flag in it, and I've got it in either a soft case or a hard case sitting on the table. And I've made sure the combination of all my safes is spun so they're all locked. Because if those safes are locked, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to go, well, we need to check all the other guns in the house. No, you don't. This is the gun you need. And here it is with the mag, the ammo, it's clear. It's in a case. Everything but a padlock on the damn thing. Here you go. And when I went to go pick that thing up later, I'm sure that the case would probably be missing. Or let's say they took your holster. Let's say you were carrying and they took the gun and the holster both, or say you had a holster with a spare mag and they just took all that. I bet you the holster would not come back.
Yeah, I bet it wouldn't either.
Oh, I wouldn't give up a holster or anything. Honestly, I don't even think I'd give up a box. I mean, I'd maybe set it in a bag for them. You know what I mean? But that's about it. I don't know. Because I would be worried they'd consider me trying to tamper with evidence or some shit or, something. So I probably wouldn't even mess with it really. But I wouldn't give anything other than what I use. So that magazine and the magazine and the gun with what's left, I
I'm
don't know.
just painting a perfect scenario where I've got time to do that, but seeing how the cops don't show up quickly, there might be time because if there's somebody with their head splattered all over my living room walls, I don't really think I need to administer CPR at that point.
Yeah, I mean, but back to the other thing. I mean, if they confiscated my 380, I mean, I would carry any one of my other guns I got there. I don't care. I mean, to me, it doesn't have to be another 380. You know what I'm saying? I'll carry my full size 45 again if I have to.
I think that's where you got a problem is if you have to, but technically, your comfortable choice was at 380. So,
Yeah.
Ideally, you might have a second 380 that's similar, so you're back to that comfort level.
Well, I'm waiting for you to gift me one.
Yeah.
And I know as tight as you are, it's never going to happen. No, more than likely, what I would do, in all honesty, is either carry my 380, my 38 revolver, or more than likely, what I would do is get the new grips for my P64. For it gives me a bigger beaver tail on it, for I don't get slide bite, and I would carry that thing because that's just like shooting my 380. That's a 9x18, and there's very little kick to it, or recoil, I should say. Now that 38 special, that thing has some recoil when you shoot that thing. So, yeah. But then again, I could carry my 1911, even though that's 45 ACP. It's a smooth shooter. Being so heavy, it soaks up the recoil quite nicely. and I do have a holster for it. So I think actually the only firearm I don't have a holster for is actually my Beretta. I got a holster for everything else. Because to me, I don't have to have a small firearm to conceal. Because you know, as I said, I wear t-shirt and jeans, and I'll always wear my t-shirt. I never tuck it in, so it's always, very rare do I have to carry inside the waistband. So I don't care if it prints. It don't bother. I know there's some states where it's a penalty if they see it printing and shit like that, but I got to the point where I hear it doesn't matter, because once you've got the before July 1st, it's constitutional carry, but even now you can carry concealed or open with a permit, so it don't matter if people see it or not.
Yeah, you're not supposed to print here, but I haven't had any issues, and I'm sure I have at some point. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean,
Some people, I think, get a little crazy about it. I mean, if it's a problem in your area, it's understandable, but I don't see the huge deal. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's like a phobia, like people think like if you print, you're intentionally trying to show off or something. I don't know, but at the same time, in a lot of places, you can just straight up open carry. So I don't know what the deal is. I mean, it's hard, I guess. Clothing can be a pain, when you get in and out of your car. I mean, are you supposed to wear a shirt that's down to your knees? I mean, sometimes it's just things happen, you know what I mean, or whatever the case.
When I lived in Rhode Island, it's the same thing. They didn't like you printing, right? But the way I took it, because I never had any trouble, was as long as I didn't flaunt it, if it printed every now and then, oh well.
Huge difference.
I wasn't doing it on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only time I worried about it, I didn't really worry about it, but I thought it might cause a concern, is like if I'm in Walmart and I'm reaching up to the top shelf and my shirt lifts up and they can see the end of the barrel on my waist there. Next thing you know, the SWAT's down aisle 5 got you covered.
I guess when I first started concealed carrying, I was a little more concerned about it. Now, I honestly don't even care. So
yeah,
but I assume that's like, I don't know. I'm not going to say like everybody, but it's that's on your mind more. You know what I mean? Now I got to double check, make sure I didn't forget it, which I never do. But still, it's so comfortable. It's just a part of your body. You don't even think about it anymore.
Well, actually, like today, I had to go into the hospital, right? And I wasn't sure what this test involved. So I started walking in. Then I realized I had to walk back to my truck and put it in my safe under my seat just to be on the safe side. Because as I said before, I carried everywhere. I forgot I had it on when I started going to the hospital. But then I thought, I better take it out. Because as I said, the only reason I don't wear it in the hospital or the doctor's office, in case they make you drop your pants and go cough. And I don't want it falling out onto the floor, Jason Stewart said, "Hey, I won Travis's monthly giveaway." Well, congratulations. Congratulations. I'm glad you did.
Congratulations.
What'd you win? I suppose you got to be a Patreon to win anything, I take it.
Yeah, that's, hence Patreon.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Patreon, unfortunately. But, I had my doubts when I see the little toy soldiers in the what's the word I'm looking for?
Ammo can.
In the oh God. Oh
Ammo can.
no,
Thumbnail.
thumbnail. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh,
Yeah. You know. Oh, Jason Stewart said he wants some swag. All right. Swag's always good. Yeah, Tactical Fud says, when I first started carrying, I was worried about printing, and now I don't care. I'm the same way. When I first started in Rhode Island, I was all made sure everything is right. But I think the more comfortable you get doing it and it becomes an everyday habit, the less you worry about it. Because to be honest with you, normally nobody's looking. Nobody's paying attention to what you're doing. But, you know, I said, like, if I'm lifting my shirt and somebody sees it, it's either because I'm at their eye level when I raise up and my shirt raises, they could be, so that's the only way they see. Otherwise, nobody pays attention. I mean, because my mother was always on about me keeping my shoes nice and clean. I said nobody looks at them. But do you know what kind of shoes the guy next to you was wearing?
I can understand your mother's thoughts, though.
Yeah.
So, tick me off when you buy my son's shoes and then he wants to use his shoe as a brake on his tire or whatever when he's got brakes, like crap like that. Like, they get destroyed in like 2 months.
Tactical Fuss said, I just got 250 pieces of 45 AC brass today. Oh, okay. Nice. Now you got to do is clean it and load it and reload it. Actually, before I was late sending out my invites to the show tonight, and that's because I was looking for 223 bullets because I realized I'm low. I ain't got no primers, but I thought I might as well get the bullets while I'm working on getting primers for I'm ready to go. Die is coming in Saturday. Good for you. So you're going to be reloading 45 ACP. That's the way to go. Guns and Barbecue talked about this today. I had an epiphany. Is that I don't know how you say the word he's got there. Shoulder holster solves the old problem of what to do when you carry and have to drop a deuce in a public crapper. Yeah, shoulder holster would do the job.
I don't know why that's such a big deal to people. I don't
What?
know. That whole question, in a sense, what do you do? You've never taken a shit before? I mean, I don't understand. What do you mean, what do you do? So, I don't know. Usually I do a function check on my firearm. Like, what's the big deal? Like, what are you supposed to do with it? Like, I don't know. I don't set it on the floor. I don't set it on the toilet paper roll. Like, should be common sense. You don't set it on the back of the toilet. If it never leaves your possession, you can't forget it. It's pretty simple. So, whatever you do, don't put the damn thing down. It's not a problem.
Well, there you go. You got the advice.
How about just hold it till you get home? Duh.
Hey, but when you got to go, you got to go.
Piss poor planning on your part does not necessitate an emergency on somebody else.
Yeah. I know. Hey, but if you do take it out, and if you're, having to do a deuce at Walmart, their big toilet roll dispensers have 3 or 4 rolls inside. It's long enough and wide enough to sit a gun on it. A friend told me.
Bob's there doing a function check on his while he's doing his business, And then like the next day he's at the range and be like, "Here, man, shoot my gun." And you're like, "No, man, I'll pass."
Hey man, whatever. Say what you want, but hey, I don't lose my gun.
Yeah, I've never lost mine either. You know,
I ain't got to go around asking, "What do I do? What do I do?" So
no. So, oh well.
tell you what, anybody peeks over the stall and you're doing a function check on your gun, they're gonna leave you alone. Ain't gonna be a problem.
Yeah, yeah. True, true. But you know,
If
like
they're
that. Go on.
if they're peeking over at the stall at you, you got bigger problems than that. I mean, maybe that happens in New York a lot, but for the rest of us, that's kind of unacceptable. Although if they did peek over at the stall, they'd be like, "Oh man, yeah, good thing you got a Glock there, because if you drop it in the toilet, it won't rust."
Yeah. Or they're saying, "Oh, what a big gun you have," and I'm not talking about the Glock.
Well, I've had a few bathroom stall experiences, so
Well, hey, too much information there.
people trying to snatch stuff.
I tell you, you live in a rough neighborhood.
I was hiding in there trying to eat candy one time, and a dude looked over and seen I had candy, and I had to split it, or he was gonna rat me out. I've had some issues in the bathroom, so don't be shocked, man. People do weird stuff.
I bet you psychiatrists love you. You sitting on the couch. Yeah, when I was caught in the bathroom with my candy. You know?
Dude, that's like the best place to get robbed. So you guys, I gotta say you guys, but a lot of people just don't. You got the good life, man. Y'all just don't know. You don't know.
Defense dad said the more fun issue is what to do when your is that Tinder date sees you carrying peace for the first time. uh, oh well. So actually though, talking about that, did your lady know you were into firearms when you started going out there, New York?
Uh,
I mean, how did you approach that subject?
Basically, I told her I wanted to bring a gun in the house, and she, at first, I don't know. I don't want to say was a little hesitant. She had to think about it. So,
Okay.
told her, it's fine, whatever, and back in my mind, I honestly didn't care what she was gonna say.
Don't let her hear you say that.
Hey, out of sight, out of mind. You can thank me later. Shoot, I don't know if it was the same evening or the next day or what, but she ended up stating, I guess, her concern related back to exes with firearms and blah 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 and this and that. But I'm a different individual. She trusts me. It's not an issue. So, and then basically gave me the green light, so that wasn't a problem.
Hell, now she's out there shooting them too. Now, isn't
Yeah, yeah. Then I was just gonna say, like, I don't know. After I took her out shooting a few times, and the next thing you know, she wanted her own. So it's been like that with almost everything, like ATVs, just about everything. So if I introduce something, she ends up trying to take it over.
Okay. What about you, Squib? Did your wife know you had firearms or carried or whatever?
She knew I had them. She didn't know how many I had or what kind. She didn't really know anything about guns when we first got together. We had some conversations when we first got together because we both kind of wanted to see where it would go, and we both weren't screwing around. We wanted to relationship, and we trusted each other from that standpoint. That we're both gonna say, all right, we're gonna try to make this work, and if it was meant to be, it's meant to be. Well, we both laid down ground rules, things that don't ask me to give this up, or don't tell me to do this, or if this is the deal breaker, whatever it is. And one of those was, I ain't giving up my guns for you or any woman. If you don't like the fact that there are guns in this house, and there will be more guns in this house, then we just need to stop right now. She was like, no. She was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be interested in them, but I don't care. I'm fine with it. And over time, I showed her a little here, a little there, but she really didn't have any interest. And I tried showing her how to shoot. I took a bunch of my guns down to our family's farm in Kentucky, and on a 95-degree day with 95% humidity, had her in the backyard. She's scared to shoot these things, and everything I had was, heavy, high caliber, that sort of thing. I didn't have as much of a variety as I do right now. I didn't really have something that you want to start a beginner on, and it just didn't go over well. And I thought, well, guess I'm done there. And she said, yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. And then years later, one day, when I was getting ready for work, she said, call in today. I said, I don't call in sick. You know me. She said, call in today. I'll go with you to the gun range. Like, what? Yep. Took me by surprise. So I called in. My boss was like, are you okay? You never call in. Right? He goes, no, man, you take it. If anybody can take it, you can take it. You never call in. He goes, you sure everything's okay? Kind of like blink twice, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. And, I got paid because I was salary plus overtime, so it didn't matter. But went to the gun range. We spent the whole day there, and we had a blast. And when we were all done, she goes, now I know why you're gone all day. This isn't what I thought it would be at all. She said the people here and just the whole experience. And everybody on the range found out that there was a new shooter on the range, and everybody kept coming up to her going, here, shoot my gun, here, shoot my gun. And she didn't think it was like that at all. She didn't understand how friendly, gun people are and stuff. And, she didn't really want to shoot other people's guns because this is her first time really, really shooting. And I'm like, no, you have to shoot somebody's gun because otherwise it's going to be like an insult. And, she had a pretty good time. And after that, she was hooked. And she's got her own guns and she does her own thing. And it worked out. But I think if you don't lay down those ground rules, and I understand you're on a first date with somebody or something like that, you're obviously not looking at them going, I'm going to marry this girl. But when it gets to be that point where you start talking about what you want out of life, do you want kids? Guns should come up in that same conversation. It's just like if you have a motorcycle or if you plan on one day getting a motorcycle or something, that's for some people, that's a deal breaker. And for other people, that's like, oh, yeah, I want you to get a motorcycle. It just really depends. So if you're not willing to put it out there, then don't cry later when she goes, don't bring that into our house or my house or something like that. You should have said something.
So I'm reading the jokes in the chat here. Jason said, my wife didn't mind the guns, but made me get rid of the girlfriend. Kevin in New York said, my wife said she never wanted to shoot someone until she met me. Oh, I love it. All right. Hey, Mystic Guns is here. I ain't seen her in ages. Where you been? So, anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I haven't had a live-in girlfriend since I've been with guns, so I haven't faced that issue yet. I've been on a few dates and I'm carrying it. I don't say anything on the first date unless they get huggy with me, then they might feel it on my waist, but that hasn't happened to me yet either. So but I don't know. If I go on a date, my firearms with me, So what was that?
I told you to send that in there some flowers.
Yeah.
Could have been out on a date by now.
I wasn't kidding about the dating stuff. It's been an issue for me with some girls. Has it? Huh. So do you tell them up front that you're carrying? I just don't. Few dates I've been on over the years, I don't. First date or two, I don't say a damn word unless they happen to see it or touch it. When they're hugging you or whatever. You know.
I wouldn't say anything right out the jump on a first date or anything personally, and I think there's a strategy to that. You could stay, you you got a gun on you every time you see him. Every time you've ever seen me, I've had a gun on me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So down the line, maybe when it comes up, couple weeks or a few days down the line or something like that, when there's an opening for it to come up, if they have a problem with it, that could be the counter. I mean, if it,
Yeah.
you didn't even know last week or whatever, you know what I mean? So, which
They,
might give them something to actually think about in a sense, to actually be a little more open minded and not just judgmental for some unknown, unrealistic reasons. So I would, I'd hold off a little bit. I mean, not like hide it or lie or nothing, but I think going out of your way, like first day, hey, I'm Jim. I like big trucks and guns. Like, you know what I mean? Like that just might not come off too. I don't know.
Yeah. The only thing that
So,
the only thing that I had problems with now, because I'm a gentleman, right? It's like if you're walking down the street, if I'm carrying right-handed, I'm on the outside near the road. So my offside's next to the lady you're walking with, so she's not going to see it or feel it or see it printed. But when I'm carrying left-handed and I'm doing that, comes an issue. I just push her towards the road and I walk on the inside. uh, so
I don't know. I had, like I said, I'd probably hold off and play it out and see how it went. So
yeah.
hopefully it's not an issue, or hopefully they're at least will be open minded and thinking about it.
Mind you, though, talking about first date. I mean, I've went out with one for a few months, and she knew I carried. I think it was the third or fourth time we went out, and I mentioned it to her, and she didn't see. She didn't want to. She said, "Just don't show it to me. Just don't. I don't want to see it." I said I wasn't planning on pulling it out and showing it to you anyway. Not my gun anyway. and, but I did have one time in my 12-step program, very huggy people, right? And one time, actually, it was a female was hugging me, and she grabbed. I was talking to somebody, and she came up on the side of me and hugged me. And of course, she fell. I mean, she pressed right up against it, and she goes, "What in the hell's that?" I said, "You don't want to know."
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times.
So yeah, because I mean, don't forget, I was living up in New England, where you're at. I mean, tell somebody you got a firearm, they freak out.
It's not common in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
I usually haven't come across people freaking out. I'm sure some of them freak out, but they don't right then and there. Like the last thing they want to do is piss you off or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, well, I don't want to give them the chance to freak out.
But yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I came across that with people in tight areas where older ladies reached on my side or tried to walk by, and been
yeah,
surprised. Other people through family and things like that. So it's happened several times. So, but it's not, no, not too big of a deal. So,
yeah. So I mean, I think that's why some guys do appendix carry. They want to make themselves look bigger than they really are.
I don't know if it works like that. I don't know.
I mean, mind you, I don't have painting it's Carrie. Being a big old boy like me, it just don't work. Right? So, because my stomach gets in the way. So anyway, mind you, though, I was thinking of getting a cross draw holster. You know, so it would sort of like be sitting roughly there, just on the other side. Well, off center. I don't know. I was thinking about it. You know, I mean, I've got my the holster I got right now. Actually, it's almost like a, like most guns that you carry on your strong side have that forward cant to them. You know, well, the one I use, it is like a cross draw holster. I wear on my left side, so instead of the gun being canted forward, it's actually slanting back, or my hand can grab it. Makes me faster. You know, just thought I'll mention that. So, but each to their own.
A lot of cantable holsters are adjustable, so depending on the style and whatnot, things like that, I think even a lot of some of those shoulder holsters can be adjusted a little bit. So I don't know. I'd kind of be worrisome on buying something I couldn't adjust a little. Depending on different clothing or this and that, it's nice, in my opinion, to have the option to get it to set for you. You know, what's easiest for you at your point. So, but
I mean, I use leather holsters too. I don't use Kydex.
Yeah.
Because being a big boy, I need something that's forgiving, and leather moves where Kydex is rigid and sticks in my gut. You know, to be quite honest with you. So that's why and for anybody out there who has this same issue or is looking for a good leather holster, for a off the shelf good leather holster, reasonably priced, is the company. Was it 1791 leather? Right, they make a damn good holster for the price. Just you need to check them out. I'm telling you. I mean, I've got quite a few of their holsters.
I've got one of their stickers.
You know,
nice sticker.
Yeah, their holsters are nice. They really are. So I'd recommend them anytime. So, oh, it's almost 8:00. Damn. So, oh, yes, I haven't got an entry for my quiz yet. I must have bored everybody with my question last week on Saturday. So don't forget, this is the drawing will be on the 30th of April for some swag. And the question is real simple. I think it's a real simple one. You know, it's amazing what you can learn from Google. Right? What I wanted to know was, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. The author, Louis L'Amour, I want the title of the sign, and I'm practically giving you the clue here. I want the title of the one science fiction novel he wrote. That's it. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So I know I'm grasping for questions there. If you guys got any questions you want to use on the quiz, email them to me. I'll use them. You know, I'll use swag too if anybody's got any they want to get rid of. Send it on. So there we go. That's it. Anything else, guys? Do you want to? What were we talking about? Oh, holsters and carrying and girlfriends and all kinds of shit. It's all started about. Can't remember how it all started, but that's all right. Anyway, so I said I'm going to shoot the old single action tomorrow. That's a because my one's that's a 7.5-inch barrel. Damn thing takes 2 hands to hold up. I don't know how in the hell they held it. I'm going to try holding it with one hand tomorrow and see if I can do it. You know, I haven't. To be honest with you, I haven't shot much. I haven't shot it much, but I do like it. One of the few times I have shot it, and I'm using reloads because if you guys remember, when I originally not paying attention to what I was getting, these MagTech cowboy action loads, there's something wrong with them because they get stuck. When I put them in, the cylinder won't turn. You know, and then sometimes if the cylinder turns, you might right, and you happen to fire it. I guess because the brass swells up or kicks back or something, it won't turn. It's a real pain in the ass. So, but every one I've reloaded, I've never had a trouble with it. You know. So, but what I had to do though, when I was reloading, maybe there was an easier way of doing it. But when I'm sizing the brass, I would bring the thing down, size it, lift it up, and then I would take the brass, twist it a little about halfway around, then size it again, and that seemed to take care of the problem. You know, plus I bought brand new brass. The brand new brass works fine too. But if I use the that MagTech brass, that's what I have to do to get it to. It's like it's out of shape. Really, I don't know. Improper sizing, yeah, exactly. It come from the factory that way. I mean, mind you, that single action is tight. There's no looseness in it whatsoever. I mean, the tolerances are sharp on that thing. I'm telling you. Tonight for reproduction, you know, you birdie, you're out. It's nice. So, you know, I would show it to, but I don't want to upset the YouTube gods. I think you guys have seen it anyway, but it's a, you know, it's got the nickel finish on it. It really is sweet. So, all right, it's gone 8:00. I'm gonna get out of here and get something to eat. I got some YouTube videos to catch up on, you know, and oh, I just found out my cousin, the one that lives in North Carolina, son of a bitch, just he sold his house. Well, he sold his house because he got divorced. So anyway, he has bought himself 3 acres out in the middle of nowhere, you know, and going to homestead. I thought, you son of a bitch, you stole my idea. So mind you, his 3 acres cost, but it has water, electric, and sewer on it too, or septic, and I mean, I think it was around $80,000 for 3 acres. I think that's what he paid.
Good God.
Something like that. I'm not exactly sure because the person that told me wasn't exactly sure. They could have been guessing, you know. So I know the price of land since all this bullshit started has gone sky high. You know, it really has. Like I said here when I first started looking, right? To have those 3 things on there was around $8,000 an acre around here. That's gone up to around 12 to 14,000 at the moment. The prices have gone crazy, because there's demand for it.
Yeah, even if it was 15, that's like 45,000. Yeah, versus 80 supposedly.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah, I'm
land
just throwing
prices is
numbers
different
out.
in
That's
different parts of the country.
yeah.
I mean, it might not be that much. I said the person that told me might have been guessing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't know, because it has water, electric, and sewer or septic, but from what I understand, it has no buildings on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that does sound high, but I don't know what the price of land is in North Carolina.
I'm sure it varies depending on location. So,
Yeah. It's
and
in the Smoky Mountains, which might put the price up a little too.
okay, yeah. And then obviously access roads, if there's any easements and things like that. So,
Yeah.
all usually makes a difference. So,
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to call it a night. So, you got any shout outs or plugs there in New York?
Yeah, check each other out in the chat, respectfully, obviously. Let's see. Other than that, Barnell displays, and have a great evening.
Oh, I forgot to mention the rnldisplays.com with my AR sitting on the wall mount back there. It comes with a desk mount too, which is this one here. I don't know if it's showing up in the thing. And you get the wall mount when you go to checkout. Use code Rick's Life to get 15% discount. There you go. Squib, you got any shout outs or plugs?
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here anyway. So that's good. So I want to say to everybody in the chat, I really appreciate you stopping by. I really do, to spend an hour with me on a Wednesday evening. It makes a difference. So I really do appreciate it. And I'll be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So I will see you all then. So good night, everybody. Goodbye, Sabrina.